Alright, another batch of bismuth crystals. This one didn't turn out as well as the one I did last night, probably because a bunch of the bismuth I used for this one came from slag that I recycled with smelting with carbon. I think I showed you guys how to do that at one point. Here's a few loose ones that came out of that. This one I'll probably break apart. There's nothing crazy about this one. I can see one big crystal coming out of there, assuming I can get it out intact. And then there's this big one in the middle. I don't know if I can zoom in on that. But I'm really starting to get addicted to doing this. I swore off doing this last night because of some drama. Because of some drama I ran into. I was up really late, and I got into a shouting match with my roommate, as you guys saw while I was trying to talk about this. What had happened was that I had been up first, and then he was up. He had gone to the kitchen to cook or something, and it woke me up. And then I wanted to record a Peter shit show to talk about the previous night at pouring bismuth, and then he pounded on my door saying he has to go to work now. Thank you for keeping me up all night. I said, well, why don't you just leave then? And so which is all good. But anyway, part of the reason I've been fascinated with this, we got an art show coming up in 2 weeks. I really hope to change my career path to pouring bismuth because. In large part because I can do this whenever and wherever I want, right? And not have to follow a schedule. I do really well with my eating habits when I can eat whenever I want. And it's become a big soreness how my eating interacts with my career. It's become a major soreness in my life. I know it sounds strange that such a silly thing can become a soreness. But to give you an idea of how I could do this anywhere I want, I was living out of my car at one point in Seattle. I had a favorite parking lot that I like to use. And I had an adapter to connect to, we have a lot of electric car charging stations to connect my gear. And I was doing this in the parking lot of a park and ride. And, Seattle has a lot of people who are really bright with computer technology, but not so bright in everyday life. So I was doing stuff that looked like this, and some guy walked by and thought this was crystal meth, and he asked me for my number. He says his friend smokes meth, and I was like, "Excuse me, this is bismuth." And I was like, "Oh, and he left. And when I told my family, they were scared to death for me, that I would be living around stuff like that. And my family sometimes doesn't have experience with stuff like that too. But anyway, here's another batch that I can probably get. This has about 5 pounds of bismuth, which is like $35. If I break up the crystals in the right way, I can maybe get $300 out of it. And again, the freedom to eat or not eat whenever I want. And I've been thinking a lot about that lately. I had a big problem at my job, and this is not specific to this one job, but I was trying. I've been having a hard time doing my regular 18-20 hour fast because I can't eat or not very comfortably at the center, and at the tutoring center where I'm working. I have, we're not technically allowed to eat at the desk, but I was trying to eat at the desk anyway because having a 7-hour shift and not being allowed to eat was really messing with my eating schedule. But then I have to allow the students to eat. I have allergies, and some of the students don't like to keep neat. And one day we just had a fiasco of a student wanting to get food everywhere. I had to go out to my car to change my clothes and my boss was just like, "This is way too much for us." So, and actually, I had the student again today, and he jokingly asked me if he could eat here. And I told him, "You're the one that nobody is allowed to eat here." I mean, how about you apologize every time you see somebody else here? Apologize and make up for it, right? And he blames me. He says, "You're the one who's trying to be sensitive and all that." And he's a sixth grader, so I have to go along with him. But that's the kind of issue that makes me want to go home and see if I can turn this into a career.